what are your thoughts on Aikido? That's the martial arts that Steven Seagal is famous
Okay.
for.
I'm going to make a lot of enemies right now, but I think Aikido is total bullshit. I've known a lot of Aikido guys. I can't stand that Steven Seagal. I was working on a book with Joe Hyams, who wrote the book Zen into Martial Arts. He was also married to Elke Summers at one point, a Hollywood screenwriter. And he knew, I better not say this. Anyways, I've heard a lot of stories about Steven Seagal. I can't stand
We want to hear the Steven Seagal stories. I definitely give him.
Well, he's the biggest asshole in Hollywood. That's basically what it is. He was on the set one day and going through a fight scene. Now, remember, all these things you see on movies, it's all choreographed. And the same thing with what you see in the tournaments and that, especially with Aikido. Everything's choreographed, right? So he was tossing some guy around on the film set who was all full of himself. And he said, hey, he yelled out, anybody want to take me on? I'm hot today, or something like this. And one of the gaffers, one of the stagehands came up and he said, yeah, I'll take you on, and put him on his ass in like 3 seconds flat. Just a big pompous jerk. But Aikido is bullshit. I'm sorry. A lot of people are going to really be upset with me about that. But I've known a lot of Aikido guys. And like I said, when I was younger, I'd spar everybody. And I asked every Aikido guy I ever knew to spar me. None of them ever did. To me, that tells me a lot. If I come up to you and I say, hey, Russell, put on the gear, let's go for 10 minutes, because I can tell more about a person sparring them for 10 minutes than I could, living in their house for a month. Let me tell you, because you see their character, what's really behind the mask when that person gets a shot in the face, or he's, right? You kick him in the stomach and suddenly you'll see his true colors come through. Whether they can control it and come back, whether they're disciplined, whether they have any skills, you find that all out by sparring them. And so the guys that would say to me, sure, I'll go 10 minutes with you, no problem. I have respect for them right off the bat. But 95% of the people I would ask, no. And not one Aikido guy. So I used to, I taught at a school where we had some Aikido instructors, and I used to tease them all the time. I said, let me attack you Aikido style. And I would raise my hand over my head and then immediately go into a forward break roll. It's all choreographed. It's nonsense. These guys cannot fight worth a shit. Sorry.